Greetings and welcome everyone to today's class. This is our initial level class, and we're on the journey of learning about the anti-reality. I have learned about a correction that should be noted. It's substantial. Sometimes when I'm really uncomfortable, whether it's like really too hot or really too cold, or my chair is just too uncomfortable, it can influence channeling percentages of accuracy. I'm good today, but that can happen. And what came through improperly was that in the anti-reality, you are born as a baby, not born as an old person. That only happens in the anti-life, apparently. So I just wanted to clarify that. But a lot of things are still inverted in the anti-reality, but the life cycle is not inverted, just so that's clear. All right, so I'm going to be channeling Thea today. She's been patiently waiting, and just I'm going to say standing there, but she's just in presence, let's just say, in bliss and grace watching up down upon us. So I'm going to connect to her, and I'll see you all on the other side. Hello, everyone. We are Thea.
Greetings, Thea.
Greetings, Thea.
Greetings there.
Hello.
Greetings there.
We're just taking a moment of adjustment. That's better. Hello, class. It's wonderful to be here. We're getting into the seasons of darkness now, you might say, and perhaps that's because your days are becoming shorter if you're in the northern hemisphere. So that's not a meaning of darkness necessarily, but today we're going to learn about darkness. And we think that's a wonderful little tie-in to help you understand all of these fields and forces a little bit better. So let this class be, well, there's an announcement of sorts to make, so we're just trying to transition into that. Some things that you're going to be experiencing coming up will change you in ways that will shift your perception, will alter your the way that you conceptualize information, the way that you indulge when you delve into things of spirit. And we want all of you to be safe and protected. So that's why we want to mention that it is potentially dark times spiritually as well. It doesn't mean that this must happen, but it is thematic in this month, actually, typically. So December is a darker month, usually, and it happens a lot in reflection of Christmas as well, and the days leading up to and after Christmas. More people experience negative Christmas than positive Christmas, and that might be a little bit of a surprise for you to hear about, but well, when you have children and they're young, and it's wonderful to have children, but if you don't have any money to buy your children gifts, you can feel bad. If your children don't receive presents, they might feel bad or bad towards the parents sometimes in the Western world. And also, people have Great Depression during this Christmas holidays as well. And it's no coincidence that it falls on this day. It's not about material presence. It's about energetic presence that comes in December's wake. We just want to let you know it is the entire month of December by approximation that is darker than average other months, let's just say. So we just want you to have that for your information catalog.
Thank you, Thea.
Yes. And do we have any questions on that? Otherwise, we'll move forward with the anti-reality.
Do we have any questions on the darker month towards the end of the year, December? I don't see any hands, Thea.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yes.
okay.
Sorry, Thea, I do see one. Sophia.
Yes. Yes, Sophia.
Greetings, Thea.
Greetings.
Um, so my question is, what do you mean by darker month?
Yes, that's an excellent question. It typically means that there are more dark experiences that are held within the reflection of your possible experiences that you can have. So if you were to look at an animal, let's say a lizard, and you looked at the front of them and the very tip of their tail, most oftentimes the face would be the most beautiful part, and the tail would be whatever's left over. The tail is not typically something that is extravagant or beautiful, except for in the case of birds and some other species of exception. But the tail is whatever's left over for the most part. Now, whatever's left over is more or less, has less, let's say, energy put into it for uh, as far as spirit goes, because it's essentially a decompression phase before a reinvigoration, before January, you can say. January is when the energies start to ramp up again, and December is when the energies are dying off. And this is another reason why people get seasonal affective disorder during this time as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is there just a second question? Thank you. Is there um, is this darker month common to everyone? Like, what's happening in the anti-life for everyone in December? Is there a common theme
There
or
is a
common?
common theme. Well, the common theme is dark experiences are overwhelmingly more experiential than lighter experiences. That is the theme. However, when it comes to the underworld just means that there's more, how do we say? Well, there's no excellent reference, but the underworld is intimately connected with the overworld, which is where you come from, we would say, in contrast to the underworld. Now, in the underworld, it's more full. It's like going to a mall during the holidays. It's likely going to have more people in it. And typically in the underworld, more people are celebrating their journeys, their adventures, and processing their processes during the month of December, thematically and generally in the underworld. And let's
Thank you
talk
very
about that
much.
a little bit. We
Oh,
apologize
sorry.
for overspeaking. Now, whenever you have family circumstances, people visiting from away, or you have to travel to visit to a place where you may or may not want to go to, your extended family, or you're having relatives over, or you're seeing someone that you haven't seen in a long time that you have conflict with. This is why there's more people in the underworld stirring about during this time of the month. Because every time you think of someone in a negative way, that it has to be processed in the underworld. And a lot of times people think very negatively during Christmas, but they might not say it out loudly. But in the underworld, you still need to process this thought, why you thought about it, and what was the cause and effect of that thought on them. So this is why, one reason why.
Thank you, Thea.
Yes.
Magdalena?
Greetings, Thea.
Magdalena,
Greetings.
greetings.
So, just a clarification of Sophia's question. So, around Christmas, people have a lot of emotions, positive and
Yes,
negative. So,
definitely.
when people have negative emotions, they start already in showing up in the underworld.
Yes. A negative emotion is reflected in the underworld as an experience that needs to be processed.
Okay, so it's not processed at all yet.
Well, unless you fully see it through, the reaction of the emotion that you're feeling. Yes.
So if you, while one goes through the feelings of Christmas, don't want to see your family and feeling contracted and so on and so forth. And then you feel, okay, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to look into that and I'm going to do through and I'm going to have a smile in my face.
Yes, and that gives it resolve. So
Okay.
whenever you begin an emotion, there has to be a beginning and there has to be an effect and then there has to be an end to it
Okay.
or a resolve. Now, if you feel bad about Christmas and you just dislike Christmas because all the Christmases you've experienced have been bad, then you go into the game of Christmas with a negative sheen, you can say. And that negative sheen, you can choose to continue to carry that 1 year further, or you can shed that from you, ending that cycle, and which we think is most effective for you to do. So pay mind to this. Emotions build up, then they produce effects, and then they wane or wax, you can say.
Yes. So the other question that I have, you mentioned in the underworld, it starts from being old and going and becoming younger.
Yes, until your finality, until you're reborn.
So do we start from being reborn and going forward in the anti-life, or we have to wait until we reincarnate again?
Well, you experienced that already in this life, so you don't have to do it again in the anti-life.
So some souls had reported that when they are in the anti-life, everyone looks 30 years old.
We don't know who would have said that, but that's not accurate.
Not accurate. Okay. Okay. So they just go to point zero, like being born from 90, 80 years old to the moment that they were born.
They go from the moment of death to the moment of birth in the anti-life.
Oh, okay, birth. So that would be the 0 point, the moment of birth.
The moment of birth is when you enter the anti-life again. You transition from the underworld into the anti-life.
So not from the time of conception. It's the time you're being born.
Can you be specific with the word conception? What do you mean?
When the
Fertilizes the sperm?
that's correct. Yes, that's the conception time.
Yes, that is not, you don't need to go back that far. You'll go back until your soul came into your body
Okay,
at
so
approximately 3 months.
oh, okay, 3 months. That's what I was getting into. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, 3 months conception. Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, you're quite welcome. So there's a lot of things and nuance to this question. Is there any other topics of interest, or perhaps would anyone like to gain more information on this subject?
I saw Dios's hand go up for this topic, and then I know Xing has been waiting. Xing, do you have more questions about this darker month topic? Or did
Yes,
you want
yes, I do have one.
Yes.
to? Okay, I'll
Okay.
Xing, I'll let you go, and then Diosa.
Yeah.
King,
Greetings, Thea.
greetings.
Does the December works like a portal month to connecting the anti-reality and the reality? Is that what happened?
It is more complicated than we can simplify, but if you imagine this, just a moment, we're just reconnecting. Yes. During 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning, approximately, there's a reset in the cycle. This window is variable, of course, but there's a larger cycle that also happens, and that is in the December's month as well. So you might say it's like the witching hour of the year, and that is approximately the portal of December 21st. So we believe it's been stated December 19th to approximately December 24th is the window of opportunity for your ascension day. This is true. And this is also this witching hour for the cycle of the year as well. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, thank you. Would that be saying this is also because of the Gaia's consciousness, right?
It has everything to do with Gaia's consciousness. Yes.
Yeah.
And every year she updates at approximately the 19th of December.
Oh, okay. Uh, so in Jupiter, for example, in other planet, it might operates in the different rules, routines, right?
They have different times of
Yeah.
reset, yes.
Okay. No more questions. Thank you, Thea.
Yes, you're welcome.
Diosa?
Greetings, Thea.
Greetings, Diosa.
So you mentioned about thinking about like a negative thought. So if someone in the overworld has a negative thought about someone in the underworld, does that cause
Yes.
them to have to process that situation?
They will eventually, yes.
What does it work the same?
It works the exact same.
Does it work this? Thank you.
Yes, it's the exact same karmically. If you hate someone that's dead, then you're still building up negative tallies in karma.
Thank you, Thea.
Yes, so
Karen?
it's good to move on from those who are dead if you can.
Karen?
Karen,
Greetings, Thea.
greetings.
Okay, just a question about the 19th of December.
Yes,
It's my understanding that Three Eye Atlas will be the closest to the Earth on that day. And can you explain to me how that coincides with the solstice and whatnot?
everything is connected, and this 3IA atlas is a means of connection. Well, let's explain. There's a lot of background information that probably should be explained when it comes to this. We've never spoke about this in the class before, but a drifting mass in space has been approaching Earth for some time already, and we don't think it threat enough to cause great fear or turmoil to you in your lives, so we don't really mention it. However, there is influence of energies that come from this, what we call it, field of influence, 3IA Atlas. They will influence you during these times of the month. That's true. And sometimes it's a welcome reprieve to the energies of tradition that have been marking the world for the last perhaps 50 years in the Western world, because they've been trending towards a similarity, a common agreement that Christmas should look like this. Now, 3IA Atlas has the potential to shift the minds of the people in a way that is related to looking up rather than looking under the tree for what you've received. And instead of it being material, it may shift the perspective of the humans to be immaterial, or perhaps what is above me and what is within me. So we believe that 3IA Atlas is a benefit to humanity more than anything.
Okay, I think so too. Okay, thank you, Thea. Thank you.
Yes, you're quite welcome.
Thank you. Do we have further questions on this topic that we're talking about now? Okay, then we can move on to anti-reality.
Yes,
Are there
that's
any
quite
questions?
exciting.
Yes. Any questions? Shing?
Jing.
Greetings, Thea.
Ah, yes, Shing.
Yes. So, um, the last class you mentioned all of the negativity, all of the evils of the souls are coming from all come from the anti-reality.
Yes.
My question is, what about the soul born as evil in this reality.
And what is your question?
When a soul like Hitler, maybe, okay, in the previous teaching, the dragon's talking about the Hitler soul is antichrist soul. So when
Ah,
they're born, when that kind of soul born into this reality, what happened to them? I mean, is a anti-reality soul born into this reality? Is that what happened?
yes, that can happen.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, if you create the correct conditions, an antichrist can be born as well. So, from external forces. That would be more of a possession experience like,
Understand.
of a higher dimensional
Understand.
force.
Understand. In the Quintrex, what's the percentage of this evil soul, anti-Christ or anti-reality soul, occupation in this reality? Do you have a number?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. In the Quintrex, what is the percentage of the evil soul as a born in this reality?
It's
Do you have a
50%.
number? I'm sorry, please say again, over.
It's 50%.
Oh, five, 50%.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so this evil, all this 50% evil soul, what happened to their anti-reality?
It's just as present as yours is.
So they're all light, or they're all darker and darker?
They were the lightest lights in other lives, and in this life, they're the darkest darks.
Oh,
Things are flipped when they go from this place to that place, when they go from the life cycle, your reality,
oh,
to the anti-reality. They were perhaps the most beautiful of lights, but when they come here as part of the transition of ascension, they changed. They were altered and flipped over, inverted. So they started walking on their own feet. That would be a drawing to draw a human walking, and there's a singular line that divides them walking on their own feet in this shadow world, you can call it.
understand. Just a following queer to the evil. So do they also have this transition time, like they they probably become lighter soul in the reality if they chose to.
If, well, they will naturally be inclined to become better people, let's say, through ascension, because in the life cycle, the theme is to become lighter, despite what you may see actually. Now, yes, it's perhaps difficult to comprehend that this is the light place, but it is true. And in the darkness, rather in the anti reality, that's where the goal is to become dark as possible.
Oh,
So whether you are an evil or a good soul, it really depends on what circumstance you're put in life, whether you exhibit these traits or not. If you imagine an evil soul and getting the opportunity to be a torturer, perhaps that would make them very happy. They would have an excellent life as a torturer. So they wouldn't necessarily be evil or exhibit evil in the same contrast as a light individual, but we hope you understand it depends on the circumstance of existence that you have, which determines how you're going to act.
mm. I think I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying this reality is more light cycle, and the anti-reality is more dark cycled.
Yes, that's exactly the way things are. And you will
Uh,
have the chance to be extremely evil as well in the anti reality.
mm,
And you would be like that evil person in the light cycle there.
understand.
Yes,
Um,
it's far away.
Thank you. I have more question, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. My heart gets heavier. I don't know why. The
Oh,
topic is
yes.
really heavy.
It's a heavy field, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Larissa.
Yeah. Yes, and we apologize. These next couple classes, talking about the anti-reality is a dark subject. So,
Frank?
Frank,
Frank, you're muted.
Greetings, Thea.
greetings.
Could you give us a summary, a brief summary of the journey we go after this life? We enter the anti-life
Yes.
first, right? Then can you elaborate a little more? Where we go after that, and then that on?
Yeah. Yes, we will. Well, we'll have to explain it in a linear way for you because to explain
Yes.
it in a quantum way, the way it actually occurs is substantially harder and more time consuming, but it's linear format we'll do for now. After you die, you enter into this transitive phase. This is when you get to watch your funeral, you get to hear your eulogy, you get to see how your body is treated after death. After you wander the world for a little bit, you may explore different countries, you may do what you want to do for these up to 8 days. You will eventually phase into your super soul. This is a moment of higher connection, of understanding, of transition. And this is when you connect to all parts of you, from your higher monads to your there's something in the field, just a moment, into your connection with God, let's say. After you decide that you're ready to transition from that layer, you'll then enter into the underworld. The underworld is a place of processing, of understanding, and of growth for the spirit, you could say. It's actually of the soul. Once you go through the soul processings, you're going to age backwards from whatever age that you died into your youngling state. Once you reach your youngling state, eventually you're going to evaporate from existence and you're going to reappear in the into the anti-reality. This is the anti-life, but it's the anti-reality side of things. Now, in this anti-life cycle, this is where you build your next character, but it's not going to be the same character that you have now. It's going to be a character built for the anti-reality. And you're going to use the karma of the last life that you lived to build this character. All of the positive tallies versus all of the negative tallies will be canceled and processed in the underworld, and whatever you're left with is how many points you can use to build your character in the anti-reality. After you go through your life in the anti-reality, through the shadow self, you can say, you'll eventually die. And when you do die, you'll go to the anti-life, anti-reality processing center, let's call it. Once you go through that, well, there's a few phases in between these we hope you should know. But there is an anti-life phase at the end of death, just like you exhibit the 8-day window of opportunity after you die to visit friends and loved ones. They have the same opportunity in the anti-reality. Then they phase into this anti-life platform where they enter into their monad and their higher spirit, and then they enter into their version of the underworld, which is inverted from yours. It's actually a very beautiful place, whereas yours is darker than your life. But in their cycle of the underworld, it's actually, we realize we're getting ahead of where you currently are educated, but their underworld is actually quite bright. It's quite beautiful. So it's even brighter than you would imagine. And there are not skeletons, but other things there. We'll get into this eventually. As they process all of their karmas, they eventually reach the finality. This is the end of the experience, And this is the opportunity to leave the game, another opportunity. It's essentially another anti-life platform, but it's more advanced, and you have access to spirit at this point. Now, some of you will continue into the next phase, and that next phase will be being incorporated into humanity again in the life phase, in your reality that you're living in right now. But you can choose a different time. You might want to choose 65,000 years ago, and you want to be a velociraptor. Or perhaps you want to choose 30,000 years into your future, and you want to be a flub. Well, the choice is yours. And you can choose to incarnate into anything that is relatively parallel to your consciousness level. So we believe that will be a good summation of all fields, even though there's some material missing.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Thea. I have some questions, Larissa.
Yes, Larissa.
This may be a repeat of something Xing asked, but is there an ultimate top anti-creator?
Yes, there is.
Is it only within the dualistic or our matrix that we are in, or other matrices?
They exist in all of the matrices of Quintarax, and some are beyond Quintarax as well.
Okay, and then beyond that, is there there's a higher creator past all of this, correct?
Yes, that's true. There's always a higher creator. This is something
Right.
I have to say.
Yes, I figured. So it's like it just is an infinite amount, I guess, of
Yes,
creator.
it's truly infinite.
Okay.
And let's explain this. This is going to boil the noodles in your minds. As you experience life, consciousness, and creation, and you ascend through the layers of life, consciousness, and creation, within your system of Quintarax, you'll go from the 0th to the 9th dimension of life, existence, and eventually into Quintaraxian angel. And that will be beautiful, and you will feel very happy and complete and satisfied by that adventure. However, once you leave Quintarax, because you have the opportunity as Quintaraxian angel, of course, but you can choose to remain there if you like, or you can choose to leave at any time. And if you do choose to leave, then you're going to find multiple other opportunities of existence as well. You'll see other 18-dimensional games, 27-dimensional games, or other fields of influence that are completely inverted and distorted that you have the complete opportunity to flesh out and experience. This dimension has its gods, those dimensions have their gods, and the gods are who created that system. So that is the meaning of God. Where the energy comes from is what God means. So whatever created this place is what God is. But is that the God? Is that the biblical God? They're not the same. So those who give you the opportunity to express, to experience, and to splay out yourself into reality and beyond, these are God. So God is not a singularity. It is a Bisu conceptualization of expansion of infinite proportions and grasp. We'll just say
Okay.
that.
Yes, thank you. So with the magnitudes of different creators, do all creators have the ability to spark a soul or
Yes.
spark? Okay.
On the 5th dimension.
Okay.
Creators like yourselves in the 3rd dimension, and you can create life by giving birth to children. You can have an ant farm if you like. You can raise animals. You can play God in your own way by growing mold colonies or destroying mold colonies. Perhaps that mold on your sandwich was 7 million year cycle of a branch of multitude of beings that were just annihilated by you ripping that part off your bread. So you in that moment were the demiurge, you can say, a third dimensional demiurge. And this is just how life works in a very infinite way. And that's just one example of it as well.
Okay, yes, thank you. So I guess, so what I was getting at earlier when Xing was asking the question about anti-reality souls coming into our reality. So that's the whole other picture of the puzzle. It's not just creator we think of as above sparking into our reality. It's also the anti-reality creator sparking into our reality.
Yes, but you are the same beings. You are as above and you are as below. So below.
Yes. Quantum.
Quantum.
Yes.
It's the yin and the yang symbol. So you are the white and you are the black, and you are the white circle in the black, and you are the black circle in the white. That's all you.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. That's sparking more questions. Thank you, Thea.
And the ring that goes around the yin and the yang, the Ouroboros, that's what allows you to contain all of this beautiful experience of duality in your experiences of life. And outside of that is God.
Yes. Okay. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Thea. Sophia, did I see your hand go up or were you aligning? Did I see your hand? Okay. So, Sophia.
Sophia.
Greetings, Thea, again.
Greetings.
Are we affecting our anti-reality when we are growing in this reality and we are ascending or being more light? Are we affecting the anti-reality
Yes.
in any ways?
In an inverted way, in a perfect inverted way, you're falling at the same rate that you're rising in this world.
Okay. So is there a benefit at all to raise consciousness in this reality?
Yes. Remember, the goal of consciousness is to evolve, to experience, and to grow. If you reach the ninth dimension in this plane, then you reach the ninth dimension in the anti-reality. That's excellent, but it's a sub 9 dimension, you might say, in the anti-reality. Going down or descension in anti-reality is a positive experience. So you're not hurting yourself. You experience unity and bountiful gifts of spirit as you ascend in this life. And as you divide yourself further and further, you experience bountiful experiences in forms of separation. And you separate and lose your gifts of spirit, but that is what you seek to do. That is part of the natural way in the anti-reality.
Thank you. Is that aspect, these two aspects, some sort of could we call this wholeness as well?
Yes, you could say that. It's as above, so below. This is the literal meaning of that experience. Now, you should know you have this one life, this linear time stream that you're experiencing your consciousness in, this linear stream of thought and memory. This is more or less a happy place as a human. But you have billions of other timelines. positive ones, negative ones, and everything in between. And all of these experiences are summed up as is anyone familiar with binary fission, perhaps? Let's say you have two particles in each of these fingers that are closed here, one on the left and one on the right side. From here, there's an umbrella. Let's do this with the hands. An umbrella of particles that want to divide. And from this one, it has the mirror image of that. This is a science thing if you research it. And it happens when one cell turns into two cells. This is what we're expressing to you. Eventually, they line up at the particles in the center. The channel's brain is computing all of these processes. Just taking a moment, apologies. Eventually, these two particles, one reality and one anti-reality, as they coalesce, they eventually separate from each other, creating the duality of experience. But these are two bubbles, but they're touching each other still. And this touching each other, this is why you have dark emotions and light emotions, because they rub off on each other equally. So in the anti-reality, they do not enjoy positive experiences. Positive, well, that's relative to your position, but they do not enjoy positive emotions is what we meant to say. Those are very uncomfortable to experience in the anti-reality. We hope that makes sense. It's very abstract to explain.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much, Thea.
Yes. So for every of these billions of timelines that you have, your reflection is experiencing the opposite side of all of them. And that's what really what we wanted to say.
Yes,
Thea.
thank you.
Ching?
Jing,
Greetings again, Thea.
greetings.
Just based on what you just taught in the Sophia's question, so can we say the purpose of this duality experience for us, all right, for many, many lives, is to overlapping the two bubble, the anti-reality and the reality, and eventually unify these two bubbles. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And how can we do that?
That's how you access Elysium.
Understand. How can we do that to overlapping the two realities?
You'll need to, well, it's quite quantum. It's actually beyond humans' ability, but you will know as you enter the anti-life plateaus after each life and before each life. So we can't actually tell you because it's not something simple that we can just tell you. Eat an apple and then eat a pear and then eat a piece of steak and then that's how you do it. We can't just say that because that would not be true. So we can't give you something that you can use, unfortunately.
Sure. I understand. This is a huge thing to I guess we need to practice, we need to learn, and then we will know by ourselves eventually.
Yes. And just to summarize the complexity of this, in each of these billions of lives that you're experiencing all the exact same now, each of you is different in time at different cells of time. That reflection on the anti-reality, there's billions of lives there as well. They all have to come to the same conclusion eventually. When that happens, that's when you reach the Elysium state.
Understand. Understand. Now, Thea, I have a question regarding uh the the Quinterex construct.
Yes.
So the all of the systems, Quinterex or the ABCD anyway, anything in the duality, are they based on the proportions of the darkness and the lightness? Is that right?
They're equal portions of both.
So they're always equal in all of the systems of the duality.
We understand there's going to be a lot of questions here. So let's say there's certain planets within Quintarax in the third dimension. Some of them are 50% light and 50% dark. Some of them are 30% dark and, well, the remainder would be light. Some of them are the inversion of that. So some planets in general are more light and some planets in general are more dark. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Yes. Good. So these are spread throughout Quintarax in various percentages. And each of these percentages will want to be flushed out. It's fun to live in a dark world sometimes, and sometimes it's fun to live in a light world. It really depends on what you want to experience. If you want to be a raging barbarian and tearing insectoids apart limb by limb, well, that's probably a darker life. But for a warrior, a berserk warrior, perhaps that's what you want. So life is a box of chocolates. And it really depends where you incarnate as to what you're going to get.
I see. So what you just said is all of the systems, no matter it's Quintarax or Quintarax ABC or whatever, they are all half and half, the light and the dark.
We don't quite know what ABC means.
I'm sorry. My understanding is in the duality, there is a Quintarax as one of the system. There is another, there were infinite system in the duality, is that right?
Are you referring to triality and quadriality and pentality?
No. Uh, uh, Let me say this. In duality, there are many bubbles. One of the bubble is Quintarax, is that right?
Quintarax is the bubble,
Oh, that's the ultimate bubble. Okay.
and the froth of the bubble is inside of that bubble.
Yeah. That simplifies something. It's really complicated, the universe.
Yes.
Gosh. Okay.
We're doing
Okay.
everything we can to make it as simple as possible. Trust us.
You're doing a great job for me. I mean, for us, I think. Okay. I like to understand is the anti-reality and the antichrist created that reality. It's the same thing or not?
Created that reality. We don't know the question.
Okay, let me reframe. During the creation, the Christ created another version of himself, which is the antichrist. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly correct. But it's not Jesus Christ. It's just Christos means energy ascension, energy accumulation to a singular point. That is what Christos is.
Yes.
Antichristos means to separate the energy that is already attached together. So antichristos means create separation and division and inversion. And Christos means to unify what is separated.
Understand. Then the bubble of the Quintarax is in the anti-crystal reality? Is that what happened?
Bubble of the Christos is anti-Christos reality. As one lives, so does the other. So the Christ creates the Antichrist in the anti-reality. And the Antichrist creates the Christ as well. These are two particles that are seeking to balance a formulae. And they will continue to balance that equation forever and ever. They are the balancing point in the equation so that there can be harmony between two systems.
Wow, it's super complicated now. It's getting interesting. Yeah.
Well, let's explain this. The Christos is not just one being, it is multiple. It's been experienced through the Buddha and through the Jesus, you can say, and several other examples of perhaps Mary Magdalene or other righteous individuals throughout history and time. These are, how to explain, dots in little holes in a napkin. And as the energy of God shines through the holes of the napkin, you experience a Christos being, a being of unity, unification, and ascension. Now, when you open the napkin, on the other side, it's complete, exact copy. Actually, all the holes are in the same spot, but they're inverted. So these are Antichrist holes. The Antichrist puts its energy through this hole, and these are beings throughout history that have created dissension. Yes, you might say, like the Rockefellers, for example. They'd be an excellent example of dissension and separation and departicleization of humanity and of many things in your experience. This is one family group of this energy. Just looking into repercussions of thought, but that should be fine. This is truth. Now, when they come together, they always combat each other. This is normal. This is part of experience, but they're meant to always stay apart from each other. That's just the way things are naturally born to be in the napkin, because it's just one napkin. And throughout ages, whether that's the 1500s or the 1200s or the 300s or the 65,000 years ago, these are all the same energy coming through the same napkin, but they're represented in different physical forms. You might have the Tyrannosaurus Rex of 65,000 years ago, Christos, and you might have the Jesus Christos in the year zero, as you call it. So something like that. We hope that makes sense.
That does making sense to me. Thank you, Thea. Uh, I have one last question, and then
Yes.
I'm gonna move on. So when you were saying reversed, everything, almost everything reversed in the anti-reality, but the time is not. What was the time also reversed or not?
Time, but not reversed, but inverted.
What does that mean? I mean, time inverted, like
Not specifically time, but everything is inverted, not reversed.
inverted. Yes, inverted.
Yes.
The channeler, David, in the beginning, before you came in, just explained that uh, he wanted to clarify that when we are born in the fetus stage, 3 months,
Mm.
in the anti-reality, that's also 3 months fetus stage. Is that
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Okay, okay, okay. And just regarding the inversion, or the direction, the spin of the particles, they also inverted, so they spin differently.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Your Kundalini
Wow.
also winds in the opposite way as well.
Okay. Okay.
Your
Thank you.
chakras spin in the opposite way as well, again.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Thea.
Yes.
Yeah, we have about 20 minutes remaining, and I, Larissa, have some questions.
Yes, Larissa.
In regards to the dualistic nature of the matrix quintarax, does that mean that because of that nature that it creates an anti-quintarax?
Well, now you're getting into higher information. That's it is accurate, but there's so
Okay,
much nuance to this. But there is accuracies to this.
okay, thank you. My next question in regards to anti-reality, is there a topic or two that you would suggest that we focus on or while we're learning about anti-reality?
We don't have any preference really. We just want to flesh out your understanding of what it is.
Okay.
Once that's fleshed out, then you can start to comprehend the shadows of yourself. These
Okay.
shadows, these particles of the unknown, they reflect oddly into your world, into shades that you don't like, that shades that are uncomfortable to you, that parts of you that are disgusting or need to be healed or look gross or ugly or are malformed and distorted and painful spots in you. Whenever the anti-reality or the shadows come, they're always here, but sometimes they exhibit themselves more commonly in your lives. That's always a sign to you that it's time to heal. Because on the other side, you are healing, and that's why their energy comes into you. I hope that makes sense.
Yes. Oh, very interesting. Um, just lost my question. So in regards to demon slaying or getting rid of negative entity attack from the anti-reality, can you give us another tactic for getting rid of them?
Well, they are part of you. And just like your ego, you don't kill your ego. You calm it down if it's restless. If it wants something and it's not allowed to have that thing, then you need to talk to it and tell it, I'm in charge. You're not in charge. And because I am in charge, there will be peace and there will be balance and harmony in this place. And it is by my right as the creator to say this is the way of things. Now, when it comes to negative entities or anti-reality beings coming into your field, you can say the same thing to them. They will want to be the boss, and you have to tell them that you are the boss. This is your plane. This is your place of expansion, comprehension, and understanding that they actually belong in another system. So their reflections are actually, well, let's just make a joke and say they have an appointment at 3 o'clock that they have to make. So it's best if they don't forget about it. And perhaps they'll leave and say, oh, yes, that was just a joke, but perhaps so. Now, that's good enough for now. If you have another question, though, we'll answer it.
Well, I was trying to figure out sometimes these entities can invoke fear and it can be quite overwhelming.
Yes,
So
we
how would you
understand.
deal with that?
Well, you fear them because you don't understand them. You can't comprehend them because they are a part of you that you've not seen to such closeness. This expansive moment of you revisiting yourself is uncomfortable because you realize that you are the most beautiful thing in the world and you are also the most horrific thing in the world as well. You are all things, in fact, including this light and that darkness. But the darkness is the light. It is the inversion of that light, actually. So when dark particles come into light places, they actually belong in the space in the moment. So how do we reflect this properly? Sometimes, if you're ascending, your light is going to be brighter for a certain period of time. When the soul comes in more, you're brighter. And when you're brighter, the light that's brighter creates a darker shaded shadow. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But it's not always super bright as you ascend. Sometimes things simmer down and you go more or less back to some state of normal where you're not as focused on your ascension, your growth, your development. This is when the light is dim or more dim than it was. And the shadows of that light are also not as black. They're not as dark. So we hope this makes sense. It's as you shine brighter, as you awaken further, you create shadows more and more. It is a part of duality coming together to create unity. In unity, bright lights create shadows. And if you have shadows and light, well, one breeds the other, we'll say. So come to an understanding that this is a natural process of things, and to find yourself at peace in the moment of, perhaps it's a moment of terror, or perhaps it's a moment of dark particles trying to connect with you and make you a part of them. Just a moment, please. We need to scratch the inner ear. Or perhaps it's a moment where they want to possess you or take over your field. In this moment, you'll need to have peace and comfort in knowing that you are ascending. Your ascension, this bright light, has created this dark thing. And that means that when things dim down, that darkness will fade into neutrality. And eventually, you'll find a state of comfort again. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, it does. I keep thinking of an object that may be sitting out in the daylight, and then as the sun hits it, you'll see different shades. It's all one object. It innately has the light on some sides, darkness on some sides, something in the middle.
Yes.
So so you can't separate them. Yes, okay.
Yes, they're meant to be together, actually.
Yes.
Brightest lights, they'll always be haunted by the darkest darks.
Okay. Thank you very much, Thea. Very, very helpful.
Yes.
Xing?
We just
Greetings
want to add,
again. Yeah, sorry.
apologies. As you ascend, it becomes a dissuadance from ascension, is the amount of dark fields contrasting to your light. However, as you process these light particles and these dark particles, you understand them better. You can look at them with a different perspective, or with a renewed perspective of balance, of that you are the shadows, you are the light that creates the shadows, and you are the light itself. I hope that we worded that well, but and you can come to a understanding that there is the sun and the moon, and these exist together. As the sun shines, your day cycle, and as the night rises, you might say this is your, or the moon rises, this is your night cycle. It's something similar to this. Apologies. Shing.
That's okay. Thank you, Thea. So just based on this question Larissa asked, the 18% percentage, I'm sorry, the 82% of the light particles as a bubble, as a maximum, that's what we can hold in this quintirex. Is that right?
No, you can hold 100% actually, up to 100%.
Okay, so, but if we hold 100% of the light particles as existence of our consciousness, do we still have fun?
Oh yes, you have fun, but you're going to be birthing the darkest of fiends, you should know.
Yeah. It's like a pivot point of the duality, is that right?
It's an equation that's seeking to find balance.
Yes. So once we play the games, we in the quintirex, this percentage gonna change. Is that right?
Yes, it will.
So the 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, the higher we are in the quintirex, the more capable we be able to manipulate the percentage of this darkness and the lightness. Is that right?
There will always be a perfect reflection of light to dark. This is universal, whether you're on the 0th dimension or in the 9th dimension, 8.9. But that is just a part and cause and effect of duality itself. However, you do have a lot more ability, comprehension, and position in higher dimensions than you do in the third dimension, of course.
Yes, yes, yes. So if we are higher enough, we can say, okay, I'm gonna just spend one day playing the anti-reality myself game. Is that
Yes.
right? Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
And
Uh,
and you would be someone's guide for that day. That's the experience.
yes, 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 yes.
But
Um,
but to you, you would
yeah,
have the full experience of being in that life for the entirety of that life potentially, if you wanted it.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Thea. Um, can you tell us what's the dominant beings in the anti-reality? The name, I mean, their species.
There is no such dominance.
Hmm.
It says there is no such dominance in this light reality either.
Hmm.
Perhaps the dominance is in the name of angel.
So, so why does the channeler said the Anunnaki is all from the anti-reality?
This is the plateau to which they come from. Dark parts of the channel reflecting from them into their life.
So,
But the
uh,
reflections come from the anti-reality. They always have and they always will.
so that means when they've been created by the Antichrist. Is that right?
No, not necessarily, no. Because they're a particle of creation, just as you're a particle of creation. Were you made by the Christ?
Yes.
Well, not all
What I
humans were.
what I don't understand is, as a species, why the Anunnaki specifically only came from the anti-reality. That's what I don't understand. I think, as you said, they can come from everywhere. They just chose to stay in the anti-reality for a while, right? Is that my understanding is right or not?
Are you choosing to stay in the life cycle? Are you choosing to stay in the life reality?
Yeah.
Yes, technically. But they have the same choice. So they are coming over as a breath of fresh air, and sometimes you delve into the darkness of yourself as so you can experience the breath of fresh air after you've healed yourself. They are like you in many ways that they would not like to admit. And one of these ways is they're trapped just like you're trapped. You're trapped in the life phase and the reality. They are trapped in the shadow world, the shadow realm of the anti-reality.
Hmm.
Their dimensions are inverted, and they're the seventh dimensionals typically, and you're the third dimensionals. And when you invert 7 and 3 on a scale of 9, you get something pretty darn close.
I get what you're saying. I just want to clarify. Is um the Anunnaki from the anti-reality, is that just limited to the Quinterrex, or is actually all of it? You know what I mean? I mean, outside of Quinterrex, they're also in the anti-reality. I'm just trying to understand 100%.
They're mainly in Quintrax, but dragons exist in all realities of different shapes. There's different types of dragons in different bubbles of experience.
Yes, yes, yes.
They're not
So
all
the
connected
Anunnaki,
with
yeah,
Lucifer.
sorry, sorry.
They're not all connected with Lucifer. Some dragons are connected with the Michael.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So is Anunnaki existing in Elysium Unity?
They're not called Anunnaki, but they are called dragon, yes. They're a dragon, but they have different shades of color.
So ultimately, the Anunnaki and the dragon is the same thing. That's what you said.
That's what the word means, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thanks for clarification. My last question is, last class you taught actually, so Larissa said about the tactics of protecting ourselves from the anti-reality beings by the creating the
Yes.
mirror. Would you be able to explain how to create the mirror?
Yes. Well, it's always difficult to explain something that's in your field of imagination or your creative fields, but if you imagine a golden trimmed mirror that is approximately of standing height, and it is standing in front of a gateway where dark things come out of, then you should imagine it, uh, expand this mirror to the size that it needs to be to cover up this hole completely. You can do this, or you can shrink the size of the anti-reality hole. That's another form of defense as well, so that anti-reality doesn't come into your life as much. That's an opportunity that you have as well.
Oh, great. Thank you, Thea. I think we got the two tactics. Thank you.
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have 2 minutes remaining. Do we have
Yes.
any further questions? I just wanted to say one thing that I think might help. I don't know, you can let me know, Thea. But so Shing was asking about the Anunnaki either coming from the anti-reality or from Elysium. But if you look at a being that has been created within this system, they're going to have all aspects of anti-reality, reality, anti-life, life. They're going to have all that in
Yes.
one being. So you can't divide, you can't say, like, so I'm part of all of that. I'm part of reality, anti-reality, anti-life, life. It's the same with an Anunnaki being. They're part of anti-reality, reality, anti-life, life. Is that correct?
That's correct. And
Okay.
you experience them as the librarians of the
Ah,
underworld
oh, okay.
because their dimension is different from yours.
Okay.
So they show you the way. When they're inverted, they show you the way.
All right. That's good to know.
Yes. And when you're not dead, they take you off the path.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. So there's complexities, of course.
Yes. Okay. Well, Thea, thank you very much. We've come to the end of class. Are there any last words you would like to leave us?
Yes. These topics that we're covering in this series are very expansive. There are many points that should be expanded on that we've grazed over gingerly, only for a brief moment, let's say. Now, it's up to the student to find these questions that need to be expanded upon. So we leave that to you to be studious. However, for the common person who's watching this, perhaps there will be no common person that is an adept level of this knowledge. However, for them, if they're hearing this, then they should know that life is expansive and wild and fun and terrifying. It is all things as it should be, all things that are in your ability to experience. You are the brightest light. You are the darkest dim shadow. However, the path that you choose to walk dictates your way of life. It determines your karma. The way you think determines your karma as well. The way you act determines your karma. And all of these fields actually perfectly chef's kiss together in the middle. One creates the other, and the other creates the one. And when it's all over, everything is balanced and everything is harmonized. So find a way to find harmony within yourself, accept yourself for your past transgressions, understand that you will do dark things eventually in another life. That is a part of existence. It is a part of creation and a part of experience itself. You are good and you are bad. And this is a part of being in duality. And it is a part of acceptance in yourself, of yourself, that you'll need to find harmony, to find peace, to find serenity. And when you have balance and harmony and understanding of the dark things and the light things, that's when you reach unity. This is the flow state. This is the understanding, the knowledge, the gnosis, the I am where I'm meant to be position. And once you reach this place, this is Elysium. This is the Christos. This is unity, or the monad, or several other things we can call it. So try your very best, act in a way that is in reflection of the best actions, which is 1, understand, 2, experience, and 3, comprehend what you've experienced. If you can do this, then you can find balance and harmony in a place that's out of balance in your life. This out of balance in your life is a repercussion of an imbalance of spiritual time that you've not spent coming up and catching up to you. If you spend too much time away from spirituality, then it builds and builds and builds until the shadow is huge for you. But if you process it on a regularity, then it doesn't have a chance to build up so strongly. So if you're under these conditions, just know that your life is about to be more balanced. You are about to have more peace in your life and more relaxation as well. On that note, we want to just say some Christmas words for all of you that are going to be going through some dark times come Christmas. We want you to celebrate yourself, that you are a beautiful being in a dark month. And your bright light, if you choose to be bright for others to see, and bright might mean generous, might mean you educate people, bright might mean you're helping, you are growthful, you are expansive, you're self-learning. This is bright by our understandings, by our expressions. And if you can do that, your light will shine onto other people during a dark month. This might be the light that they needed to see that prevents them from suicide. It might be the hug that they needed to get them through the most difficult times of their life, because you don't know when the worst time of someone's life actually is until you see their title in the obituaries. So be mindful of this and comprehend that this is a challenging month for everyone. If you need help, you can reach out and we will help you in the white domain, or perhaps one of the teachers of the Federation can help you, or the school, that is, or you can find God in these times of darkness and God will help you find the way through. That's all we have for now. Goodbye for now. We are Thea.
Thank you, Thea.
Thank you, Thea. Beautiful.
Thank you, Thea.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Thea.
Thea.
Very good. Goodbye for now. Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. What a day. Okay, so I probably had something to talk about. I don't remember any of it right now, so I hope you enjoy your day or your evening or wherever you're at in the world, your winter, your summer, and on the next class. I'll see us all on Wednesday. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great
Bye.
day, everyone.
See yous.